So first and foremost, number one, my hair and my makeup is looking like a complete mess. I actually have a little vlog explaining why. I kind of had a little breakdown in the car. I don't know which video is going to go up first, either this one or that one, but I basically explain everything in that video. And two, I feel like the lighting is a little bit off. Like, I feel like it's really bright, and if it is, I apologize. It's actually cloudy right now, which I don't know why, because I was just running errands like 10 minutes ago and it was so sunny. So I put on my artificial light, but I feel like it's making it really bright. So if the lighting is a bit thrown off, I apologize. It's Neselle. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune into this video, and if you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. So as you can tell by the title, today's video is going to be my top spring Bath & Body Works fragrances, and this video has been a long time coming, but I am just behind on my YouTube schedule, so I apologize for that. I'm trying to play catch up. For all of you guys who are interested in seeing my top Victoria's Secret spring fragrances, that video is coming to you guys very soon, so stay tuned for that. Oh my gosh, I'm like annoyed because I feel like the lighting is really bright. At least it looks bright right now. Oh my gosh, why is it super bright? Should I just turn off my artificial light? But then it looks dark. You know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna leave it. Let's just get on with the video. So I have 10 fragrance picks here to share with you, and I have one honorable mention. There's really no numerical order. There's no ranking system to these. Just keep in mind, guys, I have to disclose this. Basically, these are just the fragrances that I picked from my collection. I don't mean to offend anyone. If I don't pick your favorite Bath & Body Works fragrance of all time, I just may or may not own it, or I just, you know, it may just not be the fragrance for me. We all have our own different personal selections when it comes to fragrances, like our preferences, and that's totally fine. So I'm gonna show you guys this one first. This is my honorable mention, and this is Chamomile and Honey. This came out last year, last spring, for the Mother's Day collection. I think this was like part of that, I'm forgetting the name, but it was like that one fragrance collection where it was advertised for Mother's Day primarily, and it was like a distilled water type of collection, and I absolutely hated it. I hated that collection. I didn't like any of the fragrances with the exception of this one. This one is specifically just an honorable mention though, because I don't wear this out like in public. I specifically wear this to go to bed. This is basically like my signature nighttime fragrance, and I think it's so perfect for the springtime because of course it's chamomile and honey. Both of those to me are spring fragrance notes. But obviously this is just like a good overall nighttime fragrance that you can wear pretty much all throughout the entire year. But yeah, this scent is so nice. It's so relaxing. It's so calming. Oh my gosh, I really do like this one. But again, this is a fragrance that I just wear to bed. I don't wear this out in public. So the way I tried to work this, I was trying to divide it into fruity, and then floral, and then bakery gourmand. But then as I was looking at them recently, I was like, some of them are kind of both fruity and floral. So I was like, let me just go ahead and combine both of them into fruity slash floral. So I'm gonna go over this one first because I'm actually wearing this fragrance today, and I need to spritz because, like I said, it is humid outside and I just feel sticky and gross, so I need to spritz up and freshen up. So this is Lavender Sugar, and it looks like this right here. I actually have the body souffle. Just give me 1 second. So this is what the body souffle looks like. I picked this up in a winter semi-annual sale, I believe in 2016, winter of 2016. Don't quote me on that. I don't quite remember. But basically, I really like this fragrance, even though it is a lavender. Lavender fragrances, I tend to be okay with. I don't love them, but I like them if they're not like a medicinal or herbal type of lavender, more or less. But this is a Lavender Sugar. Now, unfortunately, the body souffle or the fragrance mist, they don't contain the fragrance notes, so I can't tell you specifically what's in here. But basically, you can probably guess Lavender Sugar. It's basically just like a really nice, sweet lavender fragrance. And I will say, like, the sugary note, the sweetness from the sugar is definitely prominent. I really feel like that sugar sweetness quality that's in here is really making me appreciate this fragrance as a lavender. I highly recommend you guys try this out. It's not available anymore, so that's why I kind of feel bad showing it to you. But if you have it in your collection, this is a good one for the springtime, especially if you're somebody who is sensitive to florals like I am. Lavender sugar is a good one. So on the similar note, this one I have here is lavender and spring apricot. So this one came out a couple years ago as well. I don't quite remember the year, but this one is essentially the same thing as lavender sugar, except instead of being mixed with a sweetness, like a sugary sweetness, it's mixed with the fruitiness of the apricot. So if you guys like that fruity floral combination, I recommend lavender and spring apricot. This one is super, super good. Now, I will say, I do get mostly the apricot. I would say the lavender is more secondary. Yeah, it's a really, really beautiful combination. The juiciness of the apricot is just, oh, it's so good. It makes it such like a really nice, refreshing, juicy spring fragrance. Yeah, as it's settling into the air, I guess, as it's like really lingering in the air, it really is like a sweet apricot with a touch of lavender. So again, if you're somebody who's not really into just straight up lavender and you want it mixed with a nice juicy fruit scent, lavender and spring apricot is a great one. So this next one right here, I definitely wanted to include this in the spring fragrance picks. To me, there is a distinct difference between fragrances that I wear in the springtime and fragrances that I wear in the summertime. I know some people choose to combine the two because basically, for the most part, they're all warm weather seasons. But to me, spring fragrances are definitely different from the summer. So this one was released last year in Bath & Body Works summer collection, but I personally think this is a spring one. So this is in Picnic Summer Daisies, and it looks like this. And the notes are crisp pear, summer daisies, honeysuckle, and fresh nectarine. Now, I love honeysuckle. I love honeysuckle as a floral. I can take it by itself. I can take it mixed with other scents. I just love honeysuckle. That scent is one of like the few like rare florals that I just naturally love. And this scent is really interesting too, because this scent to me, I don't really get the pear up front. I mainly get I get a sweetness from the honeysuckle, and then it's mixed with a fruitiness. Like, the pear is obvious, like, I can get it with my nose, but up front, like, the initial impression, it's first a sweet floral, and then the dry down is when all the fruitiness comes out. So, to me, this is just a very, like, spring-appropriate scent. I don't know, like, this one, again, could go either way, spring and summer. It was released in the summer collection, but to me, I just think this is more spring just because the honeysuckle is in there, and honeysuckle mixed with pear and the nectarine is just, to me, that's spring. Speaking of honeysuckle, this next fragrance, I think this ends like my fruity florals. I think so. Yeah, this is the last one of my fruity florals. Well, fruit with floral. You guys know what I mean. This one is called Wild Honeysuckle. So, you guys know, come on now, like, I had to include this in here. It's such a beautiful fragrance. Oh my goodness. This one to me, I only wear in the springtime. I do not carry this into the summer just because, again, spring to me is honeysuckle. It's floral fragrances mixed with a little bit of fruitiness, and I really, really like this scent just because it's primarily honeysuckle. There's other notes that are secondary in here that just contribute to how beautiful of a fragrance this is, but primarily it's honeysuckle. And I love this so much. This, I mean, there's nothing really much to say about it. It's honeysuckle. If you guys like honeysuckle, you guys would like this. I love it. So definitely one of my spring favorites. So now we're getting into just straight up fruits, like fruity fragrances that are not mixed with florals. This one right here is in Wild Strawberry Leaf, and this was released last year, I believe. And I love this for the springtime. This scent is such a delicate strawberry creamy fragrance. Like, it's not even like a tart strawberry. It is such a beautiful, delicate, creamy, and soft strawberry fragrance. I really like this, and I specifically like this for the springtime because as a fruity fragrance, to me, it's not, how do I say this? It's not I guess, strong enough, for lack of a better word, to be worn during the summer season. This is just spring to me, and oh, I love it so much. Again, it's just, if I could describe this, it's just delicate, it's soft, it's light, and it's a creamy strawberry scent. It's so good. It is so good. Yeah, this one is definitely a favorite of mine. I really like wearing this, like, when I don't really know what to wear that day. Like, if I don't want to smell polarizing, you know, like when you have those days where you don't want to smell, like, very noticeable, this is a scent that I will throw on just because it makes me feel clean, it makes me feel put together, but it also makes me feel feminine, soft, and just delicate, I guess. Now, this next fragrance could be, honestly, either spring or summer. This is another fruity fragrance, but it is much more polarizing than Wild Strawberry Leaf, and this is in Happy Vibes, which looks like this. And this fragrance is pink citrus, crisp pear, fresh honeysuckle, sheer vetiver, and dewy orchid. So I actually wore this fragrance yesterday. This scent, the longevity is so amazing. Like, literally, it lasted me all day until I went to bed at night. Like, I was laying in bed and I could literally still smell it. It's so crazy. The longevity of this scent is amazing. And like I said, this scent could be either spring or summer. To me, this is more of like a transitional. Like, I feel like if I'm transitioning from spring to summer, primarily maybe in the month of like May, June, this would be a scent that I would wear more often. I just wore it yesterday because I was in the mood for it. This scent is very tart-like. There is a noticeable tartness to this that makes it, like, again, appropriate for the summertime. But because there's honeysuckle in here, because there's vetiver and orchid, it still gives it that slightest bit it still gives it that slightest bit of softness to the fragrance, but this is definitely more polarizing than Wild Strawberry Leaf. So if you guys are into fruity fragrances, but you want a more polarizing fragrance that projects and people will notice you and smell you, Happy Vibes is the way to go. So now we are getting into my personal favorite category, which is the sweet gourmand fragrances. So this first one here is Peach and Honey Almond. I love this fragrance. I'm currently using this in the shower gel at the moment, and oh, it just smells so good. So good. Peach and Honey Almond is a scent that they tend to bring out during SAS. I don't remember if they brought it out last SAS. They might bring it out this SAS. I have no idea. But I just know this is a fragrance that they tend to bring out during semi-annual sale time. So I love this scent so much. To me, I only wear this in the springtime. It's just the perfect, nutty, creamy, rounded out peach fragrance. It's so good, and this definitely has a gourmand touch to it. A lot of people say this smells like a peach cobbler, and I completely agree 100%. The nuttiness and that creaminess of the almond is definitely, like, so noticeable in this fragrance, and it just makes you feel so sweet. Like, it makes you feel sweet, it makes you smell sweet, and a little bit edible at the same time. This scent is amazing. So if you guys aren't really into gourmands per se, like if you don't like to smell straight up like a bakery type of scent, I highly recommend you guys try this one, because again, the peach is definitely giving you like a natural fruity sweetness, but then that almond is giving you that little bit of like toasty, nutty, bakery, edible goodness. So, oh my goodness, I love this fragrance so much. It is definitely a top favorite of mine. Sticking along the same lines of like that nutty almond scent, this next one I have here is called Almond Blossom. Now, this fragrance is amazing. Now, I will say that this fragrance came out last year, 2018, and I put it in my top list of, like, I think it was like top Bath & Body Works fragrances of 2018. This was one of them, and I said in that video that to me this is a good transitional from summer to fall, but then also simultaneously I think this is a good spring scent. Honestly, I'll be completely honest, this scent is something that I actually recommend you guys wear year round because it's so good. The scent on this is very, it's like moderate, like it's definitely buildable, but it's not as projecting as Happy Vibes. This one to me is appropriate for year round because it just, I don't know, it's a very like simple, yet it's not sophisticated, it's more simple, but it's just like a well-rounded, creamy, nutty fragrance. I don't know, like to me, I love this one. You can pair this up with a lot of other different fragrances. Like if you want to add a little bit of a nutty touch to your other fragrances, you can definitely pair this with other ones as well. So I think this is just a very versatile fragrance from Bath & Body Works. I love this one. Again, I wear this pretty much all year round, transitioning from summer to fall and then from spring. So I highly recommend Almond Blossom. Now this next one also came out last year in Bath & Body Works summer collection, and this is in Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds. The notes are whipped vanilla, marshmallow meringue, white magnolia, and fluffy sandalwood. So I recommend this one for the spring. Again, these two came out in the same collection. They came out last summer, but I recommend this fragrance for the spring because to me this is more of like a soft, delicate, marshmallowy vanilla fragrance. People were saying that this is like a cotton candy fragrance. I personally don't get that. I just get like a straight up vanilla fragrance, not really cotton candy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really get cotton candy personally. Like my nose doesn't pick it up. But again, this is just like a really nice, creamy, well-rounded vanilla fragrance. So for those of you who are looking for almost what I would call this is like a lesser and toned down version of Beach Night Summer Marshmallow. Beach Night Summer Marshmallow is my go-to summer vanilla fragrance, while Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds is my go-to spring fragrance, because to me this is definitely toned down. It's more delicate of a fragrance. The vanilla isn't really like a heavy type of vanilla. So this one I recommend if you guys are looking for just like a vanilla spring appropriate scent. It's not polarizing, but it is noticeable. Like you noticeably smell sweet and vanilla and edible. And the last fragrance that I have to share with you, I'm actually kind of excited because I haven't pulled this scent out in a while, so I'm excited to start wearing it again, and this is Golden Honey Praline from the Tutti Dolci line. So this scent to me is super delicious. Like as a gourmand for the springtime, this one is the way to go, because when I think of springtime, I don't think of projecting fragrances. I don't think of heavy fragrances. I want to smell light and clean and fresh, and this honestly, as a gourmand fragrance, this gives me that. The honey in here and the praline, it's not like a heavy saturated type of combination. As a gourmand fragrance, I love this for the springtime because the honey that's in here, it's not too much of like a heavy syrupy type of honey. No, it's not. It is so good. That balanced with like that nuttiness, it makes such a wonderful fragrance. I highly recommend this one. Again, this isn't around anymore. I don't think any of these fragrances that I showed you are around anymore, with the exception of Happy Vibes. I don't even know if Happy Vibes is still on the walls. I need to like get back into my Bath & Body Works game. But yeah, so I know that all of these are limited edition scents, but again, if you have this in your collection, this smells so good. As a gourmand scent, like a bakery type of nutty fragrance, this is hands down my go-to for the springtime. So that's it, guys. That concludes my top spring fragrances from Bath & Body Works. Let me know what your top spring fragrances are down below. You guys know the drill. Let's go ahead and chat about it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below, as well as the like button. And from what I'm hearing, definitely hit the notification bell just so you guys are notified whenever I post on my community tab, as well as when I post videos. Now, I will be saying going forward, I am trying to utilize my community tab a lot more often now, just to, you know, increase my interaction with you guys. And that's where I announce my winners. So whenever I do a giveaway winner, I announce it on my community tab. So definitely make sure your notification bell is on just so you don't miss any of that. That's all I have for you guys today. I love you all so much. Take care, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.